people and welcome. My name is Saleh Aminji, CEO of Icon Traders, and welcome to episode 10 of Rate My Trades. So, yes, finally, we've got to episode 10. It feels like we just started this yesterday. Don't know how we got here, but yes, we have. And in today's episode, we do have a special guest. 10 points for those of you that have noticed already, but I've got my boy, man like Woody over here with me for this episode. Woody doesn't talk much, so he's not going to be very vocal in this episode, but we do have a telepathic communication set up. And right now he's telling me that I'm talking a bit too much, and I should just get started with the series episode. Let's get started then. So, first currency pairs for today, EUR and OK. So now if you can remember how this looked like in last week's episode, the screenshot's going to come up on the screen now. You will remember that we were looking at this currency pair as a buy. However, all of last week, and including, because this is this week's candlestick as well, it's only Monday today, so very early on in the week. This is a very young candlestick, as you could say. But yes, so it did go completely against what we were thinking. However, remember, I've said this to you in previous episodes, when trading, the price isn't going to go straight to your take profit. It doesn't happen straight. And also, bear in mind, this is a weak chart. Now, it would have taken quite a few months for our price to get to our take profit, which we were thinking to be around 9.95, and I still am thinking to be around 9.95. However, as you can see here on the 30-minute chart, the candlesticks have been on the downside of the Ichimoku cloud. What does that mean? Yes, we haven't been in this trade, and if you remember from last week as well, this was just on our watch list. Coming back onto the 30-minute chart now, pretty quickly, we can see that the candlesticks are still on the downside of the Ichimoku cloud. What does that mean? Still on the watch list, still just watching, waiting for that nice, sweet crossover to the top side of the Ichimoku cloud. As soon as that happens, we're gonna start thinking about buying it. What's next? Take profit, laugh to the bank. But yes, let's move on. Now, natural gas. I see everyone buying and selling and shorting their natural gas. Don't come around me when I'm selling my natural gas. Hey, sorry about that, but I am gassed. Natural gas is a very good trade. I say this time and time again. Please, if you do have any money and you would like that money to make some money for you, take my advice, go sell natural gas. Yes, I do this, I know this, I say this, yes. He who laughs, laughs. A word to the wise is enough. So let's keep it moving. EUR AUD. Now, on this trade now, as we can see, if you can remember how this looked last week on the 4-hour chart. So this is the current 4-hour chart, and last week on the 4-hour chart, the screenshot's gonna come up on the screen now. You will remember that I did say that for this currency pair, I was expecting the price to bounce between around 1.625 and 1.61 for quite some time. Although I'm still looking at this currency pair as a buy, as a potential buy. However, just not yet. So once again, another trade that's just waiting on our watch list. And once we see a nice sweet crossover to the top side of the 1.625 rate, that's when we're going to continue thinking about buying this trade with a nice sweet take profit of around, what is it, 1.6, well, I'd say like 1.635. Nice and comfortable, nice and easy. Let's keep it moving. EUR USD. So this is something that we're looking to sell. If you can see last week's candlestick, it was a positive candlestick, so it didn't go according to what we were planning. However, 30-minute chart now. As we can see, the candlesticks were on the top side, on the upside of the Ichimoku cloud. So once again, this was not a trade that we were in. However, we did place a trade down here and did take some nice small profits on this trade. However, it hasn't reached its full extent yet. Now, as we can see here, it's just crossed down to the downside of the Ichimoku cloud again. However, because there's not much volatility in this currency pair, what I'm currently thinking is, what I'm going to wait for is the candlestick on the 2-hour chart, so not the 30-minute chart. I'm waiting for the candlesticks on the 2-hour chart to come to the downside of the Ichimoku cloud, and when that does happen, you know, it tickles my fancy, then I'm going to continue selling this trade. However, there's nothing else to say on this one, so we can keep it moving. CAD CHF. Now, let's just zoom in so that you can take it in properly, okay? Now, remember how this currency pair looked last week? A screenshot's gonna come up on the screen now. Yes. Now, at this point, there's actually not much I can say, because you've been watching the series, you've been seeing the times that I've been releasing these predictions, and I said this last week, we put in our take profit for this trade long time ago. I called out this trade as a sell way back here. This was weeks ago, and now here we are, and everything I'm saying is coming true. So I know this, I say this, I do this, yes. On the CAD CHF, we did place quite a few trades on this, and we do currently have one running and open. Coming over to the 30-minute chart now, you can see that the candlesticks have just crossed down to the downside of the Ichimoku cloud. What does that mean? It is now time. Place your trades now. Don't be that guy. Don't miss out. If you would like, actually no, we'll get to that later. But yeah, this is CAD CHF going perfectly. Last trade of the day, USD CAD. Now once again, okay, so this is the trade that is currently going perfectly. If you remember how this looked in last week's episode, the screenshot's gonna come up on the screen now. You will see that, yes, it is going perfectly. This is the perfect trade right now. However, to understand to the full extent of how perfect and how beautiful this trade is, we need to come into the 30-minute chart. Now in the 30-minute chart, just like in CAD CHF, now I suspect this is because in CAD CHF we're looking to sell the CAD, and in USD CAD we are basically buying the CAD. However, so in this one now, we can see that the candlesticks have nicely come to the top of the Ichimoku cloud on the 30-minute chart. What does this mean? It is now time to place your trade. There's not much else I can say. We have a nice, beautiful take profit put in place here around 1.36, and that's still where I'm expecting this trade to go. So we're just gonna wait at this point. Now, let's have a quick review of the account. So if you come here now, we can see that the net equity is currently 178. Now, I checked it just like around 5 minutes before I started recording this video, and it's been bouncing around 178 to 180 right now. Now, if you can remember from last week's episode, we were on a loss of around like 3.something%. Now, on the screen right now, you're gonna see the chart of the performance for this account. So as you can see, right now we've roughly got a nice profit since last week of 9%. Now, please go out there and try find an investment in which you will be able to attain 9% profit in 1 week. Yes, I know, it's very hard, if even possible. I know this, I say this, I do this, yes. If you would like to learn how I'm trading and how I'm making money on this account, please, the link for the Icon Traders course will be below. Sign up. It's not rocket science. It's pretty straightforward. Now, at this point now, I don't think there's much else for me to say. Would he? Exactly. He said it all. What are you still doing here watching this video? Go be great.